everyone. It is Friday. Yes, Friday. You made it. You made it to Friday again. Great job making it to Friday. I'm so proud of you. Yes, you. Yeah, you made it to Friday. You got this. You've got this. Let's celebrate that. Let's celebrate you on this Friday night. Hey, Kitty, happy Friday. What are you grateful for tonight on this Friday night, people? Adele and Dazzle are here. Dazzle, it is treat time. Ring that treat bell. That treat bell. We got to wake that Dazzle up. It is great to have you here. Had a busy day, just like the weather, just like you said, like you send the weather across, you send those busy days across to us, Kitty. So we had a very busy day today, which was nice. Very busy in the stores. Lots of shopping going on. I'm okay with that. I like when people shop. Love it when people shop. Grateful we actually got out to a concert in the park in the center of town here in our little town. They had a little summer concert tonight, and we got out to that before coming on here tonight. But it is great to be here with everybody tonight on Friday night. I mean, the end of week 71, 72, the end here. We are right at the tail end of week 71, 72, and you, and most importantly, you have made it. And you got a lot of good merchandise processed. Yay! Go, Kitty. That's awesome. We've got a lot heading to the stores this weekend. A lot of merchandise heading to the stores. They have our new warehouse driver likes the early mornings, which is great. So he can get everybody cleaned out and fill them up with great merchandise so the team can just start when they open in the morning and really get right at it, which is wonderful. It's a great feeling to see all the good things that are happening. It really is. Well, let's get started tonight with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is how we start this program every night. And tonight is no different. Tonight we are on page 78, if you're following along in the book. 78. Peep the pep in your step and the glide in your stride. You're a knockout, my friend. Let yourself be your guide. Good morning. There is your good morning tonight. There is your good morning. Well, folks, maybe you caught the headline in my thing today, but today is a special day for a couple of reasons. Today. The 30th of July is a special night. Hello, Barb. Great to have you here. Hey, that's awesome, Kitty. I'm thrilled to hear that you got an applicant for your full-time position. We are doing well in the hiring department. We've got some great people on board right now, and we are going to get back to hiring. I promise you that. I know you have your chamber event coming up, your hiring event coming up, and I want you to be I want you to have some of these tools in your tool belt. So we will get back to hiring. We got a little derailed this week. It has been a long week, Kelly. It is great to have you here, though. It is great to have you here on this special night. Go ahead, Kelly. What is tonight? Why is this night different than every other night? What is so special about this Friday night, Kelly? You haven't been able to hold it in. Hello, Michelle. Great to have you here. Great to have Michelle here. Yes, Kelly, it is our 500th night. Tonight, we started this journey 500 nights ago. 5 of them, people. 500 nights ago, we started this journey. Okay? We started this a long time ago. Yes, it has been a long. 500 is a lot of nights. It's a lot of nights. It's a lot of ups. It's been a lot. There's been some downs. There's been lots of ups. It's been a journey. It has been a journey, people. That I have been. It has been my pleasure to be on this journey with you. 500 nights ago, I didn't know this was going to be a nightly thing, and you are still here. I had no idea. I was just trying to bring a little bit of calm to everybody because my phone was lighting up and your questions were lighting up, and that was the people that just knew how to get a hold of me directly, okay, and everything. And I knew that it needed something, and then the next night it needed something, and the night after that. And then a few nights after that, you're like, can you come on at a specific time? And then we turned this into the more 8-ish, okay? And it has evolved since then. It has evolved, and it continues to evolve based on your needs. This is your show. This is your show. This is your show. This is your program. You guys set what happens. I may be the loudest guy in the room, okay, which has been my trait since the day I was born. My mother's fault, just saying. But we talk about what's important to you. We get the questions answered that are important to you, and we walk and we step forward based on what's important to you. And so that is what we do, and we do it regardless of everything else that's going on in the world. And there's plenty of other things going on in the world, but that doesn't matter. What matters is what's happening in your world and what's going on here. And that is what we do. That is what we do. And that is why we do it. So I'm excited to have been on this journey with you, but I certainly did not know 500 days ago. Although I told you 500 days ago, I don't know where this is going. I don't know if it's going to be a week, a month, a day. Back then, 500 nights ago, it was going to be a 2-week thing. I signed up for 2 weeks. It's like the Money Pit movie. 2 weeks. It'll be done in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks we signed up for. But here we are, and we're still standing. And I am so incredibly proud of you for staying on this journey, because it is the fact that you stayed on this journey that you are still standing here, that you have been on this journey, that you have not given up when there were so many times where it would have been so easy. Okay, it not only would have been easy, everybody would have been, that's okay, get it, okay, we get it. And you didn't, okay, you didn't give up. You kept on moving forward. You kept on moving forward, and we moved forward together. We moved forward together, and we continue to do that. And for that, I am amazingly proud and honored to be here with you, tonight. So know that. I put my pink on for you. I put my pink on tonight for you. Okay, although I got a little bit of schmutz on it. I got a little bit of schmutz eating dinner at the concert in the park. The other thing that today is, it's coincidentally, and this just shows you how the universe all works in mysterious ways. Today, on July 30th, 1953, July 30th, 1953. Okay, on July 30th, 1953, Dwight, I didn't know him. I know of him, but I didn't know him. Okay. Dwight Eisenhower, the president then, in 1953, signed and created the Small Business Act, creating the Small Business Administration. On this day, 68 years ago, the Small Business Administration was created. And that's pretty cool, okay? Because you're all small businesses. We're all small businesses. And we have worked so hard with our friends at the SBA throughout this to get us here. And that Dwight signed this is really, really cool. And it's kind of funny because it's like a glass ceiling. I can't get to the president. I can get to the vice president. I can get to cabinet secretaries. I never make it. It's like a glass ceiling that someday I want to crack. Okay. I mean, okay, I can get to Kamala, and I can hit that level. Okay. But that's sort of like I've hit a glass ceiling. I got to Pence, I got to these people. I can get to a certain level. And then they're like, we don't want to talk to you anymore. So, but it is an amazingly cool fact that this happened on that same day. The night that we're hitting 500 is also the birthday of the SBA, which is an amazing organization. I have, well, the current SBA administrator, Kelly, is Isabel Guzman. Isabella Guzman is the current SBA administrator. But, quite honestly, and she's a pretty cool lady, okay? She's a pretty cool lady. But even more amazing than her, is all the people behind her at the SBA. And all the people at the SBA who have really taken the brunt of all the crap. They've been working tirelessly to make all the things happen, okay? To make the portals work, okay? Back last March, April, they were sending things via the mail. Okay, they were sending things via the mail. And I'm like, you can't send things to these businesses via the mail. Their businesses are closed, and they have to drive to stores that they can't get mail at, or it's being left at the post office because all these businesses are closed. You have to get the portal working. You have to get the technology. I remember the day that I first reached the previous administrator, and my phone just rang for all day long the next day because they're like, what do you mean this is happening with small business? What do you mean we need technology? It was really an incredible conversation, but that did something. They fixed stuff, and they made their processes work. Even just a month ago, they were only processing applications in the thousands per day, okay, in the low thousands per day, for people's refinances, for their IDOs, for everything else. Now they're processing almost 20,000 applications a day, actually getting them processed, approved, money out the door. So they're continuing to make amazing progress while also looking forward. The SBA is also looking forward. It's not just this. It's how do we grow our way out of this? It's how do we build back better? I've actually been I'm working on a project for them. I started it, where I'm helping them rewrite one of their small business classes and update and refresh their small business classes, which is just really cool. Okay, I'm honored to be a part of that. And help move things forward. But the SBA is an amazing organization. In normal times, they have done unbelievable things during these times. They've come a long way. You really got to remember, during this pandemic, okay, they were really dropped. Talk a 500 reference. They were dropped into the Indy 500. Okay, the Indy 500 is what the SBA was dropped into with this pandemic, and they were given a bicycle to race it with. Okay, that's where they were last March, April, May, okay, in this pandemic. And they have, done so much. Another great analogy is like they've been, told to jump from an airplane and sew a parachute on their way down. It is an amazing journey that we have been on with them and that they have helped us through and helped so many businesses. So I thought that was a really cool fact, that their birthday is today. I had not realized that the Small Business Administration was created, and that it's a cabinet level administrator, okay, was created by Eisenhower. It is, and I've talked to them a lot about, Kitty, that their paperwork is daunting. I talked to a few administrators before that. I remember meeting with I back in the before times when you could meet with people in person. I met Trump's first SBA administrator, Linda McMahon, of pro wrestling fame, and told her exactly that their paperwork is too daunting. That I understand. I mean, I remember doing some of this paperwork through this, and we were talking about the Treasury Secretary said, "Well, I can fill this out in 10 minutes," and I'm like, "That's great. How many advanced degrees do you have? You deal with numbers all day. Let's just boil this down to the people you're trying to help. What are the people that you're trying to help have? What does their shoebox look like, and what kind of paperwork is in that?" That's what you need to boil this down. If you really want to help people, that's what this needs to be. And that we have worked through all of that, okay? All of that craziness, all of it. And you are still here. So that is amazing what we've done and continue to do, because you continue to redevelop all the time. That is the skills. These are the hard skills, okay? Hard skills, soft skills. These are the skills you have gained from this. That is why you have built back better. That is why you are resale strong, okay? You are incredibly strong. You are incredibly strong and resilient. And for that, I can't say enough. We are so proud of you for all that you have done. I truly am. I can't stress it enough. This is just but one night in one day in a journey that has been and is not over yet. Okay, as we celebrate night 500, we know this journey is not over yet. There are headwinds. Okay, there are headwinds. I'd rather go to see Hedwig, but there are headwinds. But you know how to face them now. You are stronger and you are more equipped to handle them, and for that, it is amazing. I'm gonna save trivia for tomorrow night. I'm gonna say Friday night trivia for tomorrow night, because I do want to get in a quick update on masks. I want to get a quick update on masks and what's going on out there, since I've spent more of our time here on other stuff tonight. But masks. So the big guys are upping their masks. The biggest of them all that is moving into the mask mandate is Walmart. And what they're doing, and this is what's important to learn from what they're doing. Walmart, in the areas that the CDC has marked as high transmission, I may be screwing up the word high transmission, but the areas of the country where the CDC says it's bad, okay, Walmart is mandating in their stores that their employees wear masks. So Walmart is mandating that their employees wear masks in the high-risk areas that have been identified by the CDC. And other retailers are following this or doing something similar. And so what you need to understand, and what they are, so that is what they are doing. What they are not doing is they are not requiring their customers to wear masks. They're allowing customers to wear masks, but they are neither encouraging or discouraging customers from wearing masks. But all employees must be masked at all times when they're in the stores, in those areas. and that is regardless of vaccination status. So step back from that for a second. Step back from that for a second. So all employees must be masked in those areas. Okay. And that is the requirement. Well, it is, Rose, but I want you to follow what they're doing, and I want you to follow the why behind what they're doing. They're doing a couple things. So let me address the first part of that, Rose. Your part that it's a shame in that they don't want to make their employees the mask police. Their employees have been beat up so much. Okay, for as much as you've been beat up, and I understand exactly where you're coming from about customers being masked, Rose. But you got to understand these big stores. They have their employees have been beat up over masks, spat on, assaulted, um, called all sorts of names, attacked, all sorts of things, and they don't want to do that. They don't want to bring that on their employees. So for that, I understand the why. Okay. You could say, well, Apple's making their customers do it and their employees. Right, employees don't want to be the mask police. And Apple's making their customers and employees do it. But Apple has, in most of their stores, has security out front to take the brunt of it. And that's how they're dealing with it. They don't want to make Walmart, and most retailers don't want to make their stores armed fortresses. They want it to be a safe, convenient place to shop that people can feel comfortable in. And making your employees the mask police is a no-win situation. I mean, it was like what we talked about last night at the Capitol, with the Capitol Police having to literally become the mask police. And why does anybody want that job? Okay, who wants to sign up for that? Nobody wants to sign up for that. And so I understand that. Okay, so that's why they're not requiring it of customers. Okay. I mean, shoot, I was talking before I came on about the city of Boston. The city of Boston always was a tougher city on mandates than the state of Massachusetts. Whatever the state of Massachusetts did, Boston did it, went 10 steps further. And you may recall that their mayor is now the Secretary of Labor. And so we have an acting mayor for the city of Boston right now who's running for election to become mayor. And because of that, she is instituting no restrictions on anything, which is a political decision to get elected. And she's got enough obstacles against her trying to be the first elected woman mayor in Boston. Yes, it does, Rose. You're absolutely right. It makes people that are mandating it look like the bad guys. I understand it. And I wish there were clearer guidance from those above. I wish, again, back to governments would do it. But ultimately, what it really comes down to is really pushing the vaccinations. We actually had what we're starting to see, okay, interestingly enough, is those that don't want to get vaccinated are starting to be out of a job. One of our people that works for us part-time at night also works the front desk at one of the senior living centers in the area of our stores. And they just fired a whole bunch of people because that did not get vaccinated. They had till August 1st to get vaccinated, and now they're out of a job. And they chose not to get vaccinated because they chose not to get vaccinated. So those pink slips, no pun intended, are coming out. You are private property, Rose. You are a governor of you. Don't forget that. Stay strong, okay? She can't, you can deny entrance to anyone And you are doing nothing wrong. You are doing nothing wrong. You are doing nothing wrong. Most people, Rose, get it. Most people get it. If you ask them to do it, they get it. One of the places I've been going that I told you I've had to wear a face shield has been very weird for me, a mask and a face shield. But I'm happy to do it because that gets me in the door. That gets me in the door. And so I am willing to do that. As soon as I'm out of there, that face shield is off. Okay. It just doesn't work for me. I mean, it totally does weird things to my vision. But I do it. I'll wear it. That's part of their safety protocol to walk in this building, is I have to wear a mask and a face shield. And so I wear my mask and my face shield. And I hadn't worn a face shield throughout the pandemic. Although I originally, early on, when we first started talking masks and face shields, I really thought that was going to work. But why is the same store that won't require it for their customers? So let me help you understand the other side of this. Okay, you understand why they aren't requiring it for their customers. Okay, and that's because they don't want to be the mask police. They don't want their customers assaulted. They don't want to be in fights all day. Okay, that's why they're not requiring customers to do it. Why are they willing to fight with their employees? Why are they willing to fire employees who won't do it? Why are these same employers willing to do that? And it comes down to a legal term called duty of care. A legal term called duty of care. And do they accept a reasonable level? Are they doing a reasonable level to protect their employees? And that is their duty of care, and that is why they are doing it. And that is also why they are not requiring the customers. So the defense works both ways. We're making you do it as a duty of care. We're making you, our employee, wear masks, which is completely legal and completely within our right, okay, as part of your uniform to wear a mask, okay, and that is a duty of care. And we are not requiring our customers to do it for that same duty of care to protect you, okay, and that is the argument. Some of the retail unions are really pushing for a full mask mandate on the employers, but that is the legal side for the retailers that have unionized workers. It's more in grocery than in traditional retail, but there are unionized retail workers throughout the country. But there are a lot of grocery retail workers that fall into that same category. But that is why there is that push. That is the term. That is the legal argument. That is correct, Kitty. You care about your employees and you can control them. You can't control what the rest of the world does. You can't control what the rest of the world does. And quite honestly, based on what has already happened in this pandemic, based on what has already happened, even when it was required by law that you had customers come in and employees were attacked and everything, you are doing more to protect them by not having them be the mask police. Okay, you are doing more to protect them. So there is your legal lessons from the guy that's good enough to be a lawyer on TV, and that's about it. Okay, nobody's going to ask me to stand up in the courtroom and defend them, but I am going to. That is the legal arguments on both sides of it. That is why it is unfolding in this way. And that's today. There could be new developments that I don't know about yet tomorrow. There's new things. On day 501, there can be something new. I can assure you, this is not what I planned on talking about this week. This is not. I had it all planned out what I was talking about this week. I haven't even gotten to dating yet. Michelle wants to know when she's going to get a date. And, but this is what's important. It's important for you to know about it, and it's important for you to know the why. So that is what's happening. That is why the big guys are doing it. That's why you're doing it. And I support you. I support you and I stand by you while you do it. Okay? I am there with you. You're going to like when I get to dating, Michelle. You can't date your employees, though, but you'll like it when I get to dating. You'll like it when I get to dating. But that brings you up to speed. I mean, the only other news from a masking virus is all these things came from based on what happened on Cape Cod at the around July 4th and the party, which they're labeling a super spreader thing that infected all these people. So that is where this all comes from. And that's why businesses are doing what they're doing. So we will get to dating. I promise you. I promise you we will get to dating. Not tonight, but we will. Oh, I just made a mess. I stepped on stuff that I shouldn't have. And we will get to the other. But I wanted to bring you up to date on that. Well, it's important stuff you need to know. It's important stuff that you need to know. So, and it's happening everywhere. I mean, you know, what's going, you know, I heard from my friend who's at the Olympics and, you know, it's been a tough several weeks there. I mean, he's working insane hours. And when he's not working, he's basically locked in his hotel room because so that he can stay safe and stay quarantined. Yeah, I mean, these events are happening, and I love the state fair. I love the fried food. I love doing things like that. But we're not there yet, people. We're not there. We're getting closer. We're getting closer. We're getting closer. We will get closer. We will get there. We will get there. You know what else we'll get? We'll get all of this and everything I talk about over at narts.org/resale strong by noon the next day. Noon the next day. It's all over there. All the files, all the references, and a direct link to the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store where you can like, comment, subscribe. And yes, you can ring the bell so you know when a new one drops. You can also share it with all your friends in business, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, so we can help everybody make it to the other side. And you can thank Adele and Cassandra for making sure that everything gets over there. They're the ones working behind the scenes. I just get up here and talk every night. They're doing all the lifting behind me and making it all look good and making it all look pretty. Yeah, you know, I mean, my hair doesn't just happen. I'm just saying. They're making everything happen and been doing it here. 500 nights. Who the heck would have thought 500 nights they'd be doing all this stuff? All these things. And it took probably the first 100 nights till Dazzle knew she could get treats out of this. Dazzle didn't know she could get treats for probably 100 nights. Just by showing up every night. I mean, they were even there in the early days when I was reading Dr. Seuss instead of the Good Morning, Good Night book. Oh, I am here every night at More 8 Than Ish. More 8 Than Ish. Live in the Nards private Facebook group and streaming on YouTube. But if you have a question in between, you just email me. Email me, Neil, Neil at ECIstores.com. Neil at ECIstores.com. We start this program every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is how we start. Tonight we are on page 78. Keep the pep in your step and the glide in your stride. You're a knockout, my friend. Let yourself be your guide. Good morning. Well, in the beginning, like Russ, people would have their kids watch so they could fall asleep to Dr. Seuss. Adele, remember that? We've had some interesting things over 500 nights. Our good night tonight is jaws will drop as you bop. Catch your eye passing by. You're a knockout, my friend. Be yourself. Let it fly. Good night. There's your graphics, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah, a 500th night party, a night that we celebrate the SBA's birthday. Yes, 68. Happy birthday, SBA. We will party again. We will party in person. And when we do, I'm going to be there with you. But until then, and until tomorrow night at more 8 than ish. Hey, have you registered for that virtual conference happening Sunday, virtually? Like where you can sit at the table talking to me face to face. Sunday. Starts. Register. Narcs.org. But until then, know that you and you, but most importantly you, yes you, I see you. You're not alone running this store. It's time for dessert tonight. Have a great night, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.